Welcome to this channel. Mau belajar bahasa Indonesia atau bahasa Inggris dengan cara yang seru, santai, dan mudah dipahami? You're in the right place. Belajar kosakata dan ekspresi sehari-hari. Learn daily vocabulary and expressions. Dengarkan contoh situasi nyata. Listen to real-life examples. Subscribe sekarang dan nyalakan notifikasi. Let's learn together and have fun.
Welcome, curious minds, to another deep dive.
Glad to be here.
Today, we're taking a bit of a shortcut to getting informed on something really practical, I think. Indonesian language learning, yeah, but also expressions of hope and even a cultural insight that, well, it surprised me a little.
Oh.
Yeah, our source today is from the Motakar channel series. Specifically, their lesson notes for beginner S1 S-Tag 24, hoping for a good result in Indonesia.
Right, the Motakar notes, they're quite good.
So our mission, if you will, is to kind of peel back the layers on these notes.
Yeah.
We want to extract the key bits, not just for learning Indonesian words, but, seeing how language works in real life, how it connects to communication and even big societal things like health.
And I'd say for anyone actually learning Indonesian right now, or maybe just thinking about it, this is super valuable.
Why is that?
Well, because the Motakar notes do this really clearly. They give you the Indonesian and the English side by side. It's like a bridge, helping you see how words aren't just definitions, They come alive in conversations, in cultural contexts.
Okay, so let's dive right in then. The notes start with a core dialogue, a very human, real-world kind of scenario.
Yeah.
This is between two characters, Lisa and Andi. We'll read it line by line, Indonesian first, then the English, so you can hear that flow.
Okay.
Lisa starts. Kudengar ayahmu dirawat di rumah sakit. Andi, apakah keadaannya sudah lebih baik?
Which means, I heard your father got hospitalized, Andi. Is he getting better now?
Andi replies, Makasih Lisa, beliau masih menjalani rawat inap di rumah sakit.
Or, thanks Lisa, he's still in the hospital.
Then Lisa asks, apa yang terjadi?
Simple enough, what happened?
Andi explains, dokter mengatakan dia terkena serangan jantung.
The doctor said he had a heart attack.
Lisa sounds surprised. Kulihat ayahmu mengikuti pola hidup sehat, bagaimana hal itu bisa terjadi?
Which is, I've seen that your father follows a healthy lifestyle. How could that happen? A very natural question.
Very. Andi says, aku juga tidak tahu. Mari kita harapkan yang terbaik bagi beliau.
I don't know either. Let's hope for the best for him.
And Lisa finishes with, Semoga dia cepat sembuh.
I wish him a speedy recovery. Or, get well soon.
So there it is. A simple chat. Sounds straightforward, but actually, it's packed.
It really is. It's a great starting point. You immediately get vocabulary, sure, but also those cultural nuances.
Like what? What jumps out?
Well, right away, Andi uses bellio when talking about his father.
Oh, yeah, we mentioned that one.
Right. It's not just he, it's the polite form. It shows respect for elders, for people in authority. It's just fundamental to polite Indonesian. And you see it here, embedded in this very normal, everyday chat about a difficult situation.
Okay, so let's unpack that conversation then. Starting with the building blocks, the vocabulary. The notes give us a list of key terms. Like bellio, polite, hesha, a noun. Crucial for respect.
Yep.
Then terbaik, the best, an adverb. Sembuh, recover, an adjective.
Okay.
Rawat, inapt. Hospitalization or inpatient, that's a noun. Rumah sakit, hospital, also a noun.
Makes sense.
Sahat, healthy, adjective. Serangan jantung, heart attack, noun. And harap, to expect, which is a verb.
And the source actually gives us a bit more detail on some of those, which is really helpful for learners.
Oh, yeah. Like what?
Take rawat inap, hospitalization. The notes break it down. Rawat means to nurse, and inap means to stop during the night.
Ah, so it literally tells you it's an overnight stay.
Exactly, which immediately helps you contrast it with the term for outpatient treatment, rawat jalan, which doesn't involve staying overnight. That kind of precision is built into the language.
It's really cool.
Yeah, and similarly with rumah sakit, literally house sick, but meaning hospital.
Right.
And the notes give examples you'd see, like rumah sakit umum for general hospital, or rumah sakit ibu dan anak, mother and child hospital. You see how these basic words combine?
Okay. What about sembuh?
So sembuh means recover or get well. The notes mention puli as a synonym, which you might also hear.
Yeah.
But really practically, you get phrases like sembuh dari sakit, recovered from illness. And the big one, cepat sembuh, get well soon.
Exactly. That's a phrase you'll use all the time if you're speaking Indonesian. Super common.
Knowing those details really does make that Lisa and Andy dialogue much clearer, doesn't it? You understand the specifics.
I don't know.
All right, so let's see these words in action. The notes give us sample sentences, which is great for seeing how they fit into, broader context. Helps you figure out how you might use them.
Mm-hmm. Context is everything.
Okay, first one. Beliau merupakan figur penting negara ini.
He is the important figure of this country. So that shows beliau used formally outside the family context.
Right. Lakukan yang terbaik bagimu, saya akan selalu mendukungmu.
Do what's best for you, I will always support you. A nice use of terbaik, the best, in an encouraging way.
Here's one connecting back to health. Berkat latihannya yang aktif, dia cepat sembuh dari sakit. Thanks to his active exercise, he quickly recovers from the illness. So it links sembuh, recovery, to lifestyle, just like in the dialogue.
And this one, given the dialogue's topic, is quite interesting. Serangan jantung tidak selalu disebabkan makanan berlemak.
Fatty food is not always the cause of heart attack. Yeah, that's an interesting little nugget of information tucked into a language example.
Definitely makes you think. And finally, showing harap in a different light. Adik membuka bungkus kado dengan penuh harap.
My sister is unwrapping the present expectantly, or, hopefully expectantly. It shows harap isn't just about serious situations.
Right, it's versatile.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And practicing with sentences like these, with all the variety, it really helps cement the words. You're not just memorizing a list. You're seeing the grammar, the patterns, how they actually work. It's about moving from just knowing the word to being able to use it.
Speaking of using words correctly, there was one part of these notes that really made me pause and think. It was about expressing hope.
Ah, yes. Semoga versus harap. That's a big one for learners.
It seems really crucial. How do the notes explain the difference?
They lay it out quite clearly. Basically, semoga is what you use when you're hoping for something to happen or wishing something were true. It often implies a kind of general wish, maybe a bit passive, like the person speaking isn't directly making it happen.
Okay, like hopefully.
Yeah, exactly, like hopefully or may it be so. The structure is usually semoga plus the object and complement. Examples they give are semoga aku lulus ujian ini.
Hopefully I pass this exam. You hope for it. But you're not the one grading it.
Precisely. Or semoga dia cepat kembali. Hopefully he comes back soon. Again, a wish for something someone else does. Or semoga tahun baru ini membawa berkah.
Hopefully this new year brings blessings. a general wish for a good outcome.
Right. Now, harap is different. It's used when the subject, the person speaking or being spoken about, is actively aspiring for something. There's more of a direct desire or expectation, maybe even a hint of asking for action.
So it's more active.
I'd say so. The structure is more like subject plus harap plus object plus complement. Look at their examples. Aku harap kamu belajar sungguh-sungguh untuk menghadapi ujian ini.
I hope you study seriously for this exam.
Okay, I see.
The hope is tied to your action, the studying.
Exactly. Or, aku harap dia bisa mengatur keuangannya. I hope she can manage her finances. There's an expectation of her managing things.
Right.
And aku harap kamu dapat menepati janji. I hope you can keep your promise. Again, the focus is on the other person's action.
So let me see if I've got this. Semoga is kind of like sending a wish out into the universe, hoping for the best, but maybe passively.
That's a good way to put it.
Whereas harap is more like you have a direct stake in it, or you expect someone, maybe yourself, maybe someone else, to do something to make it happen, like an active expectation versus a passive wish.
I think that captures the nuance really well. It's subtle but important for conveying your actual meaning.
Wow. And that makes sense in the original dialogue too, right? Andi says, Mari kita harapkan yang terbaik. Let us actively hope and maybe act for the best. But Lisa says, Semoga dia cepat sembuh. A general wish for his recovery.
Exactly. Both are used, showing how vital it is to get that distinction right for real communication.
Okay, that's super helpful. Now, there's one more piece to this puzzle, something the notes call a cultural insight.
Oh, yes.
And it ties directly back to that dialogue about Ani's father having a heart attack. It really shows how language learning isn't just about grammar. It opens windows onto, well, real-world stuff.
It really does. And this insight is quite impactful. The source mentions statistics from back in 2011 from the Indonesian Ministry of Health and the WHO.
What did they find?
Well, at that time, the data showed that about 8 out of every 1,000 Indonesians had suffered a stroke or heart attack.
8 per 1,000.
Okay. But here's the really stark part. Heart attack was the leading cause of death across all age groups. It accounted for something like 15.4% of all deaths.
Wow, 15%. That's huge. That's like 1 in every 7 deaths.
Pretty much. And coronary heart disease was right at the top of the WHO's list of the most common causes of death in Indonesia then. The notes also mention lung cancer as the most common fatal cancer.
Hearing those numbers just puts that simple dialogue between Lisa and Andi in a whole new light. It's not just some random scenario they picked.
Not at all. It reflects a very real, very widespread health challenge in Indonesia.
Did the notes mention why? What were the contributing factors?
Yes, they pointed to the usual suspects, unfortunately. Smoking habits being a big one, apparently. A lack of exercise and unhealthy eating patterns. Pretty standard risk factors, but clearly having a major impact there.
And did they suggest any solutions?
Well, the source material specifically highlighted anti-smoking campaigns. Given the prevalence of smoking mentioned, these campaigns were seen as a really crucial way to potentially bring down the rates of heart disease. It draws a direct line from public health policy to trying to tackle this major cause of death.
That is powerful. See that link made right within language learning material. It just shows how interconnected everything is.
Yeah.
Language, health, culture, policy.
Absolutely. It adds a whole layer of meaning.
So, looking back, we've covered quite a bit in this deep dive. We started with that, simple Indonesian conversation about a father in the hospital. Then we unpacked the key vocabulary, saw how words like rawat inap have specific meanings. We looked at sample sentences.
Right.
Then we got into the really interesting grammar distinction between Semoga and harap for expressing hope.
Which is super important for nuance.
Definitely. And we finished with this significant cultural insight, these sobering statistics about heart health in Indonesia, connecting the language directly to a major societal issue.
I think the real value here is seeing all those pieces together. You haven't just learned some Indonesian words or grammar rules. You've hopefully gained a much richer sense of the context, the culture, the real world issues that people might be talking about using that language.
Yeah, it's definitely more than just words on a page.
It's about understanding the world those words describe.
So here's something maybe for you, the listener, to think about. When you learn to express something as fundamental as hope in another language, getting that difference between Semoga and harap, right? How does that change your ability to connect with people? Mm-hmm. Does mastering that nuance allow for maybe deeper empathy, a better understanding when people talk about their own health, their worries, their aspirations, or even these bigger societal challenges?
It's a great question. Language really is a bridge for empathy.
It really is. Well, thank you for joining us on this deep dive. We hope you feel a little more informed, maybe a little more connected.
Thanks for tuning in.
Thank you for watching this video. Hopefully useful. Don't forget to like and subscribe.